Adam's Sin, 1750. Elisabeth Larsson, the only survivor of an expedition through the throught African wilderness, has been rescued by Adam, a black runaway slave. He has decided to take her back to the Cape. One day she notices horrible sharks on his back. "What's happened to your back?" "Your people put the cat on 9 toes to eat." He remains with his back to her while he has with subterfuge. "But what about it?" "It's nothing. It happens every day." "Is that why you run away?" "I raise my hand against my master," he says bluntly. "One doesn't do that sort of thing without any reason. My reasons are my own." "If that's what you think, you needn't answer my question." "All right," he says, shocking. "I'll tell you, if you want to know." She looks round with a defensive gesture, but now he won't be stopped. "You wanted to know, didn't you?" he says harshly. "So I'll tell you, madam. I raised my hand against my master because sooner or later one reaches a point where one has got to say no. I was his montreux. I had to supervise everything. I even had to punish the other slaves when he ordered it. He had a bad heart. A thrashing would tire him out too much, so he only washed. I never wanted to, not my own people, but I was a slave. I had no voice against him." He is quiet for a moment, breathing heavily. "And then my old grandmother died of cold, because I wasn't allowed to deliver her firewood. My mother wanted to go to the funeral, but the boss refused. He needed her for pruning in the vineyard. So she went off on her own to put away the old woman, and when she came back the next day, she went into the vineyard as if nothing had happened, singing." He looks past her into the night. "And then?" she asks, when he doesn't go on. "He had her taken to the backyard, to the post, and he gave me the damn book and told me to flog her. It can't be true, Adam." "It is the truth," he says, looking at her as if he wants to scorch her with his eyes, and she stares back, unable to look away. "I pleaded with him. He refused to listen. I kept on. He ground a piece of wood. I was working there, making a table, and he grabbed one of the thing hood lead and hit me in the face with it. I won't shit from him, and I only stopped beating him when he was lying on the ground." "And afterwards?" "Nothing. They punished you, and then you escaped." "What else could I do? I didn't choose the warners because I wanted to. I simply had to. And by now I've learned to stay alive, to survive like an animal. But I am not an animal. I'm a human being. And I want to live with people again. So I must go back some day, not crawling like a runaway dog, but walking on my own 2 feet, straight, with nothing to be ashamed of." She blows her head. "How can it ever happen?" she asks. "It can happen if I take you back to the Cape. Not only to the sea, but all the way home, back to the Cape and its mountain. You can explain to them. If you tell them I brought you back, if you will tell them I saved your life, if you demand my freedom, they'll give it. You can buy me my freedom. No one else can. I am in your hands.